Hello, guys. My name is Nisi, and I've created this channel, Thoughts and Feelings Do Matter, to be able to have the platform to share some content on how our thoughts and feelings impact our experience here in the world. During the time on this channel, I would like to read books that have helped me and that I'm currently exploring. And as the channel grows, I'm hoping to have some others join me to have open dialogue and discussion. And I'm hoping that you guys will participate in that discussion as well. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of Abraham Hicks, but it's Esther Hicks, and she channels a stream of spiritual consciousness called Abraham. So I thought I'd get started by sharing one of her books, Ask and It Is Given. It's a really popular book written by Esther and Jerry Hicks, Learning to Manifest Your Desires. And I thought this would be in line with what I'm trying to do on this channel in discussing how our thoughts and feelings affect our experience. Now, I will tell you as I get going on this, I'm very new to this. Any content that I share is totally from my perspective. I will be reading books. I own no rights to these books. I will let you know who the authors are, and I hope you guys will go out and purchase some of them. These are very helpful. Um, I do say a lot in trying to gather my thoughts. I hope that doesn't turn you guys off too much. And I will ask that if you enjoy the content, you could just click like and subscribe and continue to tune in as we continue on this journey. I'm chilling here in my room. But when we get further into this, I'll probably talk about my living situation. I'm doing what we call a multi-family living, where I currently live with my mom, my sister, her husband, and myself. So my mom and my sister are in the living room visiting with each other, and I decided to come on back here to my room and out of everyone's way, but not to disturb anybody, so that I can start this series. I've been very excited to do this, been gearing up, but you know how you have those times where you be like, oh my God, I don't know, do I have what it takes? I'm like, I don't really need to have anything. Those that are drawn to this channel will be here, and those that are not supposed to be here won't. So if I'm able to just help one person with the information that I share on this channel, I feel like it would be well worth it. So since I don't have, I had a whole little thing typed up, but it's not a whole lot. I feel like we'll get into more of that later. I don't want to make this too drab and drawn out. I did want to go ahead and get into some content, especially because, as you can tell, it's a little dark in here. This is the evening time after I've gotten off of work. I still have my work clothes on and everything, but I did want to get started on reading this book. I've had this book for a long time, but I purchased another copy because I've lent it out to several people. It's became very frayed. Right now, one of my oldest daughter has it, and I haven't been able to pry it from her fingers or get it back. It has some useful resources that you can use over and over again. So I went ahead and ordered myself a new book so that I could share with you guys. Another book that I'm going to be reading is a book from Dr. Joe Dispenza. So I kind of go back and forth with between those two while we're sharing content, and then we will probably bring in some other guests, or I might talk about some other topics or share some things about myself on other episodes. We'll see how it goes, but I think this is a good place to start. So, as I was saying, Asking is Given is written by Esther and Jerry Hicks. It's based on the teachings of Abraham, and it's about learning to manifest your desires. I will go ahead and begin, and excitedly, the foreword was written by Dr. Wayne Dyer, who has passed away, but he was one of my favorite spiritual teachers. He still is one of my spiritual teachers because he still lives on in spirit, and I still read some of his materials and watches his videos. So, very good stuff. So I'm going to get started here. Asking it is given. This book is dedicated to all of you who, in your desire for enlightenment and well being, have asked the questions this book has answered. And to three delightful children of our children who are examples of what this book teaches: Laurel, 5, Kevin, 3, and Kate, 2, who are not yet asking because they have not yet forgotten. And these teachings are especially dedicated to Louise Hay, whose desire to ask and learn and disseminate around this planet the principles of well being has led her to ask us to create this comprehensive book of the teachings of Abraham. Now, this book was copyrighted in 2004. Right now, when I'm reading this book, it is November 2019. So, as you can imagine, this was written quite some time ago. But I still feel like it is relevant today, just as much today as any other. And it's kind of going through what the book is about, the different chapters and such. So I'm going to skip forward to the foreword. I need to get myself a little more comfortable here. Oh, pillow's falling off. Don't worry about that. The book you're holding in your hands at this moment contains some of the most powerful teachings available to you on our planet today. I've been profoundly touched and influenced by the messages that Abraham offers here in this book, and through the tapes that Esther and Jerry have been providing over the past 18 years. In fact, I'm deeply honored that Abraham has asked me to provide a brief foreword to this book, which I consider to be a publishing milestone. It is unique in all of publishing. You'll be fortunate to tap into the thinking of those who are permanently connected to source energy. Moreover, these voices of spirit speak in a language you'll understand and be able to instantly translate into action. They offer you no less than a blueprint for understanding and implementing your own destiny. My first thought is that if you're not yet ready to read and apply this great wisdom, then I urge you to simply carry this book with you for a few weeks. Allow the energy that it contains to permeate through any resistance that your body mind might offer, and let it resonate with that inner place that is formless and boundaryless. This is what is often called your soul, but Abraham would call it your vibrational connection to your source. This is a universe of vibration. As Einstein once observed, nothing happens until something moves. That is, everything vibrates to a particular measurable frequency. Break the solid world down to smaller and tinier components, and you'll see that what appears to be solid is a dance of particles and empty spaces. Go into the tiniest of these quantum particles, and you'll discover that it emanates from a source that vibrates so fast that it defies the world of beginnings and endings. This highest, fastest energy is called source energy. You and everyone and everything originated in this vibration and then moved into a world of things, bodies, minds, and egos. It was in the leaving of this source energy in our bodies, minds, that we took on our entire world of problems, illnesses, scarcities, and fears. The teachings of Abraham essentially are focused on helping you return in all aspects to that source from which all things originate and all return to as well. This source energy has a look and a feel to it that I've touched upon in my book, The Power of Attention. Abraham, however, can offer this enlightening wisdom to you by having the benefit of being 100% connected to that source and never ever doubting that connection. It's evident in every paragraph of this book. That's why I call this a publishing milestone. You're in direct conscious contact with a cadre of honest, no nonsense beings who have only your well being in mind. They'll remind you that you came from a source of well being and that you can either summon that higher vibrational energy to yourself and allow it to flow unimpeded in every aspect of your life, or you can resist it. And by doing so, stay disconnected from that which is all providing and all loving. The message here is quite startling and yet oh so simple. You came from a source of love and well being. When you're matched up to that energy of peace and love, you then regain the power of your source. That being the power to manifest your desires, to summon well being, to attract abundance where scarcity previously resided, and to access divine guidance in the form of the right people and precisely correct circumstances. This is what your source does. And since you emanated from that source, you can and will do the same. I spent a full day with Abraham in person. I've dined with Esther and Jerry, and I've listened to hundreds of Abraham's recordings, so you can take it from me firsthand. You're about to embark on a life changing journey offered to you by two of the most authentic and spiritually pure people I've ever encountered. Jerry and Esther Hicks are as much in awe of their role in bringing these teachings to you as I am in writing this foreword for Abraham. I encourage you to read these words carefully and apply them instantly. They summarize an observation I've offered for many years now. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. You're about to see and experience a whole new world change right before your eyes. This is the world created by a source energy that wants you to reconnect to it and live a life full of joyful well being. Thank you, Abraham, for allowing me to say a few words in this precious, precious book. I love you, all of you, Wayne. Oh man, I love that. So I think I'm going to stop here for this recording. So, and I hope you guys get an idea of where I'm wanting to go with this book and the series and the channel, but there'll be more to come. So I encourage you to stick in there and hang in and hang out with me sometimes. It would be much appreciated and I will enjoy your company. Let's grow together and move to a higher level of consciousness. As you can tell, I'm no professional. I stutter. I may not read everything exactly, expertly as a professional reader may, but I'm just a regular person wanting to share and help others grow in their journey. I love you all, and I will be back soon with more to come on Thoughts and Feelings Do Matter. Love you guys. Namaste.